I've been digging through tons of games on both Android and iOS and found the top 15 best open-world games for Android and iOS in 2025. Trust me, there's something here for everyone. Whether you're into exploring massive landscapes, getting into crazy missions, or just want that freedom to do your own thing, let's get into it. Number 15. Grand Street Racing is basically a mobile game where you drive around a city, race other cars, and try to unlock cooler rides. I stumbled upon it looking for a new time waster, and honestly, the first thing that caught my eye was how surprisingly good it looked, and cruising around the map was genuinely enjoyable. However, the city does feel a bit deserted. It would be way cooler with some virtual pedestrians and more NPC traffic to line things up. Overall, Grand Street Racing is a decent way to kill some time and definitely has some visual appeal, but it feels like it's just a few updates away from being a truly awesome open-world racer. Number 14. City Life Game with Friends is an upcoming open-world mobile game that's got a real Sims vibe to it. I actually got a little sneak peek since it's not out globally yet, and I gotta say, I was pretty into it. The art style is all bright and cartoony, which I found super charming. However, knowing how The Sims works, I do have a bit of a nagging worry about the potential for it to become really pay to win or for them to charge an arm and a leg for every cool item and feature. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it manages to strike a good balance and doesn't end up being too expensive to properly enjoy when it finally launches worldwide. Number 13. Psycho World is open-world monster collecting game like Pal World. The designs are actually pretty cool and definitely stand out from your typical monster collecting game. There's also a crafting system in place where you gather resources and use your captured critters to help you build and survive. It's definitely a mobile game, so don't expect the same level of depth as Pal World on PC, but it seems like a fun and unique take on the genre for your phone. If you're into collecting weird and wonderful creatures and crafting your way through a strange world, Psycho World might just be your next mobile obsession. Number 12. Steel Paws puts you in the metallic paws of a customizable robotic cat navigating an intriguing open world. Honestly, the concept alone grabbed my attention, and playing it didn't disappoint. Moving through the different areas and engaging in the fluid combat felt consistently fun and required a good bit of tactical thinking, which I appreciated. While the graphics aren't going to blow anyone away, there's a definite charm to the art style, and everything runs pretty smoothly. All in all, Steel Paws is a genuinely enjoyable mobile game that offers something a bit different. Number 11. Wheel Truck Simulator Europe throws you into the driver's seat of a big rig across the European landscape. I've never been a hardcore truck sim enthusiast, but I have to say, this game has a surprisingly chill and almost meditative quality to it. It's not the kind of game that's going to give you a rush of adrenaline, but if you're looking for something a bit more laid back and enjoy the idea of being a virtual trucker, this one could really hit the spot. Number 10. Islands is low-poly adventure sandbox game that throws you onto a bunch of different islands. You can gather resources, craft tools, build yourself a home, or even a ship to sail between islands, and there's a surprising amount of stuff to discover. I spent a good chunk of time just exploring the different environments, each with its own resources and wildlife. Honestly, it feels like a game where your imagination is the limit. If you enjoy crafting, exploring, and a bit of creative freedom, Islands could be right up your alley. Number 9. Titan Soul definitely has that familiar top-down action RPG feel, and the name does bring Titan Quest to mind a bit. I found the core of exploring and fighting enemies to be pretty engaging, and there's a nice sense of accomplishment when you finally take down a tough monster. However, I also felt like it's still in a stage where it could become something much greater. While it's a decent experience as it is, it feels like it needs more content and maybe some adjustments to the overall pacing to really shine. Number 8. Midas is an open-world adventure where you're a traveler with amnesia, but the really cool part is it's got this monster collecting vibe, kind of like Pokemon or Pal World. You can find and tame different creatures to become your pets. These aren't just for show either. They can actually help you out in battles and with tasks around your home. If you're into exploring a big world, collecting and befriending creatures, and getting creative with building, Midas could be a fun one to dive into. Number 7. 157 Online is trying to be the Brazilian GTA. It's got potential, even if it's still very much in its early stages. Offline single-player mode is basically just you, a car, and an empty city. No NPCs, no missions, no quest, nothing. It does have online multiplayer, which is where the fun is, especially if you're playing with friends. Right now, it's a good game for free roaming and messing around with friends online. If the developers keep working on it and add more content, this game could be something really cool. Number 6. Tomorrow is post-apocalyptic survival, but with a twist. You're not just fighting nature, you're fighting irradiated mutants and other players. What's different here is the MMO part. You're not alone. You can team up with others, or you can go it solo. You'll be building bases, raiding other players' camps, and trying to find rare resources. If you like the idea of a post-apocalyptic world where you can team up or fight against other players, it's worth checking out. Number 5. The Schedule 1 project, an open-world simulation game where you're basically growing and selling your stuff. You start with a small setup, taking care of your plants, and then you figure out how to sell what you grow and make your business bigger. You'll probably spend time getting the things you need, upgrading your operation, and meeting people who want to buy what you're selling. If you enjoy simulation games where you're building something and managing resources, this could be interesting to try out on your phone, even if it's not the official version of the PC game. Number 4. Garden Free City is an open-world action game similar to GTA games. You can wander around this pretty big city, find different spots, and there's a sense of freedom in just exploring. I like driving around and discovering new areas. However, while the map is large, it sometimes feels a bit empty. The missions and activities scattered around are okay, but they can get repetitive after a while. It feels like the open world is there, but it could be filled with more interesting things to do to really make it shine. It's got potential, and maybe with some updates it could become something really cool. For now, it's an okay way to kill some time if you're looking for something a bit different. Number 3. OTR2 looks like a significant step up from the original Off the Road. It seems to be aiming for a more detailed and expansive off-roading experience on mobile. OTR2 is set to feature a large open world that you can explore not just by driving, but also using boats and helicopters. While the full details are still emerging as the game is anticipated to be released in 2025, if you enjoyed the first OTR for its open world driving and off-road challenges, OTR2 seems to be expanding on that formula in a big way with the addition of new vehicle types and enhanced visuals. Number 2. Fully Anniversary Edition brings some enhancements to the original game. You get improved graphics with high-resolution textures and better lighting, making the game look pretty good on modern phone screens. They've also added friend challenges, which are turn-based multiplayer minigames where you can compete with others in things like dissecting frogs in biology or solving math problems. I think Fully Anniversary Edition on mobile is a solid port of a beloved game, offering a unique and often humorous open-world experience with plenty to do and discover within the walls and grounds of Bullworth Academy. Number 1. Off-Road League Online trying to offer a comprehensive off-road experience with a strong focus on online interaction and player-created content. With its promise of a large open world, realistic physics, and extensive customization, it could be a really engaging game for fans of the genre when it fully releases on Android, having already launched on iOS in late 2024.